Okay, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this informal, formal meet and greet for our um, candidate for our county administrator. So I want to go over a few things, first of all, before I bring them up here. By statute, the Board of County Commissioners has um, to post any of the qualified candidates that we have chosen within a 10-day period of time, and then it goes out to a 14-day period of time before we can even make any kind of a job offer. So this is kind of a informal meet and greet for Mr. Travis Anderson tonight. He is the successful candidate that the BOCC has chosen after going through a rigorous assessment center. We had an assessment center on Monday 2 weeks ago. It was about a 7-hour assessment center. It involved an in-basket, able to prioritize daily functions and how to handle tasks. There was an interview, there was a leaderless lunch, and there was also a role play that the commissioners and a few other people put on to see how the candidates would react and how they handle problems and how they go forward. So it was much more than just an interview that a lot of people think that that's all there is to it, but we felt that this is such a high-level position that we wanted to go through an assessment center. If you've ever been through an assessment center, you know, the cream always rises to the top, and we feel that that's the situation that we have right now. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Mr. Travis Anderson. I'm going to give him, you know, up to 10, 15 minutes, whatever he needs, and then I'm going to jump into some Q&A. If you'll come to this podium over here, turn on the mic. I'll give you 1 minute to ask your question, and then we'll allow Travis to answer it, and then we'll move on to an informal, just, you know, wander around the room, talk to each other, and we'll go from there. So with that, Mr. Travis Anderson.
Thank you. Well, he said I had 10 to 15 minutes. If you get 5, you're going to be lucky because I'm not really hip on talking about myself. So, about myself, I was born and raised in Delta, graduated high school in 1989. Met my first wife there, was married to her for 26 years. My dad, he owned an auto body shop. Whoop, I might need to get closer. My dad owned an auto body shop for 45 years. A combat veteran, World War II, fought in all 7 major campaigns, and actually got the Cour de Gras medal from France. So if you look at a hero, that's a hero. My mother, she worked for the Delta County Clerk and Recorder's Office for 20 years. Raised a whole bunch of kids, including, I'm going to say maybe 100 foster kids throughout their marriage. Currently I have 4 adult children and 7 stepkids. They're all in Nebraska. The 7 stepkids are in Nebraska. My 2 oldest boys are now in law enforcement and work in metro areas. My oldest son is currently on a metro SWAT team in the Denver metro area, and my son is a Phoenix police officer. So pretty proud of their career path. I mean, they got a tough row to hoe in today's society, but I know that they're going to be successful. My 2 daughters in medical field, one is in college in Alabama. My wife, she's an RN, 30 years. She's done geriatric nursing, so obviously I'm in good hands here in the next year or 2. I currently work at the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office as an investigator. My role as the investigator is I handle a lot of the major crimes, including homicides and other major significant events. 31 years of law enforcement. Capacities of work narcotics, professional standards, investigations, SWAT with SWAT commander. Tyson can attest that we've been through some stuff together, and he's probably one of my inspirations for going for this position. So I've also served in an administrative capacity. My Meritorious Service Award was obtained as part of a team approach in apprehending a violent criminal north of the county here, and a life-saving award for an individual from heroin overdose. Uh, Opioids are really starting to have a major impact on our community, so I think that's something that we as stakeholders throughout the community can address. Throughout my life, I wanted to keep moving forward, so I decided I was going to pursue my degrees. I got a bachelor's degree in law enforcement administration, a master's in organizational management, and a master's in public administration. But I felt that although I wanted to be successful myself, I can't help others be successful unless I invest in myself. I was a police chief. I was the sole Colorado chief to sit on the Colorado Supreme Court committee as it related to accreditation of special court programs. Those was DUI courts, behavior courts, and if you've ever been to the Colorado Supreme Court building, it is an amazing building. Got to meet some amazing people there. Obtained my executive certification through the Colorado Association of Chiefs of Police, and I've sat on multiple boards having financial oversight. I've worked with other CEOs to incorporate major crimes to address significant problems throughout our communities. This is basically done to combine resources, because if we look at our communities right now, not one department can handle a major situation. So if we combine resources, you got personnel and financial assistance. I believe in teamwork. Nobody goes through life alone. Nobody accomplishes anything by themselves. We all have our mentors. So I think if we continue to work together and you look at people as a team member, we're all going to be successful. I've written multiple articles, published author in Law and Order magazine, Colorado Police Protective Association, and the Colorado Law Enforcement, along with the Arizona Deputies Association. Extensive leadership training, Command Staff Institute, FBI, executive leadership, risk management, role of policy and leadership and liability, and a host of others. My leadership philosophy includes showing our employees that they're exactly that. They're team members who are valued employees. That's my goal, is to make sure that they see themselves as team members. But to accomplish this, I believe in total quality management. That allows us to learn and move forward, ensuring that the services that we're providing to the community are the expectations that the community is relying upon. I also believe in transformational leadership. I think if we inspire positive change, we energize our teammates to be innovative. I don't believe in the old adage, this is the way it's always done. If we are in that mindset, then we're going to remain static with no progressive movement. So my ultimate goal with this position initially is to work with the commissioners and other leaders within the county and municipalities, and to address progressive growth. We need to address housing, infrastructure, and work towards a balanced budget. So I'm sorry that was short and sweet and to the point, but that's about all I got. Is that past 30 seconds?
Sure, I don't need the microphone, but I'll walk over here to the podium.
Well, the microphone is more for the people that are viewing on YouTube. TV.
Got it.
So we try to keep that quiet.
Mr. Anderson, so tell me, and I know that you have to have thought about this, and you know and I know law enforcement teaches you a lot of things.
Yes.
We've both been there a lot. But how exactly, and I know you've had a lot of education, but how exactly do you transfer the things that you learned through those years, especially years of leadership, but this is a totally different job. How do you transfer those abilities and that knowledge?
Well, I think initially what you're focused on is you're still dealing with people. And if you're addressing people appropriately and seeing them as stakeholders in the community, it's an easy transition. The finite issues, you know, the planning and zoning, the weeds, that's something different, because those are not people-related skills. So I think you got to have people-related skills in a transition like that. And throughout my 31 years, that's all I've dealt with is people.
Thanks.
First, let me say welcome to Okay, I'm not used to these things. First, welcome to Montezuma County.
Thank you.
Just straight to the point. Assuming you get this position, what is something you're looking forward to tackling straight out of the starting gate?
The first thing I think we need to focus on is our sales tax. No matter what we do, everything costs money. So I think we really need to focus on a sales tax issue and market it appropriately so that the community stakeholders are able to understand how it's going to be beneficial to them, the county, and those who come within the county.
Thanks. I happen to live up the road from Travis, neighbor, and you couldn't want a better neighbor and his wife. They're first class. Thank you.
Stop it, under sheriff retired.
No, I know this isn't going to be hard for you because you've made the decisions, but you were here, you worked with the sheriff's office, you left. I know you were police chief somewhere. I read it, but I don't remember where. Why did you decide to come back to Montezuma County?
Honestly,
Yeah,
this is home.
yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't born and raised here, but this is what my home community was like. And I think years ago, we may have had this discussion when he was under sheriff, is this feels like home.
Yeah.
I've got great connections here, great people here. Granted, the county is not without its problems, just like every other county, but you can go up to the road and you can talk to anybody. You get a flat tire, they're going to be the first ones to stop and help you and not pass by. So this is home.
I agree.
Going to give me those deer in the headlight looks.
Okay, I mean, that's quick and easy. We're not gonna, let them just be up here and stand around. I can assure you, though, that the assessment center that we put the candidates through, was tough. We designed it to really get the cream to rise to the top. But like I said earlier, we feel as a board that we have that, and we'll follow the statute, and then we'll comply with it and move on forward. So with that, I'll give him the opportunity now just to go out, just mix and mingle. We'll turn the camera off and have a few refreshments back there, and just kind of get to know him, the ones of you that don't. So thank you all for coming, and Travis, you can go mix
All
and
right,
mingle.
thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.